Hi everybody, welcome back. Still in Spain, hot weather. At the beginning of this week, we had a nice journey in some nice places in Andalusia, and we want to talk about the culture, the bit of food, and as well some wines that we tasted during this tour. So let's start with that.
Yeah, so basically we knew before that Andalusia is famous for sherry production, but we didn't expect they do wines in here as well. I found out about it when I was doing research for Andalusia food tour.
Yeah.
So since then we were like, oh, we need to go and visit some bodega and check what this region has to offer. We found a really good company to do the tour with. It was just basically two of us and a guide. That's why we didn't want to film on the go and talk to you guys, because we prefer that experience one-to-one with the guide and just a conversation with him.
Thumbs up for his company and the guy. He done this journey just for two of us, and he didn't charge us any extra. So big thumbs up, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna mention him at the end of the video and link his website as well below, so you can check him out. So yeah, we started our tour in Torox.
Torox,
Yeah, a very small town. Apparently everybody knows the coastal part, not the city, but we went to check the old town, which was really beautiful, and I think that was the part which surprised us the most, and we really enjoyed it.
The old city, it's on the hill, and with a lot of narrow roads, a lot of architecture. Guys, it was incredible. This city apparently is famous for a dish called migas. It's a very traditional dish, and they used to cook it every lunch for people that used to work in agriculture. Yeah, and for that reason, it had to be very filling. So this dish contains bread, mostly the bread from the day before, because there were tough periods in that time. So they were cooking in a big pan, breadcrumbs with olive oil, all mixed together.
A bit of garlic,
as well a bit of garlic from the flavor. So that was the dish for lunch in those times for this region, guys.
Very simple yet very filling.
Very filling.
Yeah.
As well, I remember the guy told us a lady used to blow a shell in terms to bring people to have lunch, bring people from the sites to come to have lunch all together.
So right now the city still cultivates that dish and tries to keep the tradition, and last Sunday before Christmas they do a big festival in the main square where they cook this dish, cook migas for everyone, give it for free, give the wine from that year as well for free. There's a huge party as well, so definitely if you will be in the area in December, go and check it out.
We'll have to try it, guys. Yeah.
We think that might be really, really good.
So in our way from Torox to Competa, I saw a lot of plantations on the hills, and they weren't grapes. And as the guy, what our people start to cultivate, because it was a bit unusual, and the guy said farmers here start to produce a lot of mangoes and avocados.
You can still see a lot of grapes growing around. There are almond trees apparently as well, olives. So
olive trees, a lot of olive trees as well.
So there's a lot of different plants and fruits and stuff growing in here. But yeah, we didn't expect mangoes and avocado. That was
it was
unusual.
quite unusual.
Yeah, so our next stop was Competa, famous not only for wine, but as actually the main city where the Muscatel wine is grown and produced, but they do also honey over there. So we obviously went there to visit a bodega. The one which we checked was called Almijara, with over 100 years old tradition.
Very old vineyard. It hasn't changed. The appearance hasn't changed. Obviously, it's a bit just renovated, but they keep the same structure of the vineyard for 4 generations.
Yes, we met Maria, who's the owner right now, and we've been told she's a 4th generation of winemakers in this vineyard. So that's pretty impressive. And they're one of the oldest in the area. And over there we've learned everything about their wines actually. So we saw the vineyards, they on a very steep hills, and we've been told that the climate, as Adnan said before, the tropical climate is very good for muscatel wines in here, because from one side we have a Mediterranean Sea, so heat from that, and from the other there are mountains
You have
which
the mountains, yeah.
stop the heat over there. Muscatel grape doesn't need very good soil, so it actually grows on the steep hills. The bushes are quite small, but grapes are quite large, very sweet from the sun, and gives that really nice fruitness to the wines, and it's quite easy, relatively easy, let's say, to produce sweet wines from them. All harvest is handmade,
Handpicked, yeah. So it's most of the grapes are handpicked, and they're using like a hydraulic press. Over 100 years is the same hydraulic press that the vineyard started. It's like you go on ancient times and you have a picture of how people used to make wine.
Yeah, I never seen the wine press like that, and apparently it's one of not many vineyards which still uses that
System, yeah.
That system, yeah, not something modern, not something new. So that was really nice to see and nice to learn about.
They're using some dry grass as filters, and they have like huge layers of those, and they putting one layer, they're adding some hand-picked grapes, another layer, hand-picked grapes, another layer, hand-picked grapes, till they create a huge column of this, and they start pressing it with the hydraulic press and to extract the juice from the grapes.
They connect that press later on with the pipes, and they store the grape juice on the steel tanks, some of them in the American oak. Right now they started as well to experiment with French oak, especially for sweet wines. And then depends which kind of wine they want to achieve. Later process is different. They're quite famous for the sweet wines as well. So when they hand-pick the grapes, they put them outside on open air beds, and they need to stay 10 sunny days.
For 10 sunny days
outside. Yeah, we saw them covered because the day when we went there it was a bit cloudy, so if the weather is not too predictable they prefer to cover it, lose one day or two, but
instead of losing the whole production. If they're not producing too much, they are based on quality and not quantity, so they are producing a few barrels each year. So this wine production is very important for them.
Yeah, keeping the grapes outside for sweet wine means losing some of them, losing their juice, because the longer they stay on the sun, the smaller they get. They get more sweetness to it, more sugar, but they're losing the juice. So in order to produce more wine, they need obviously bigger quantity of grapes. And as Adnan said, they more focus on the quality over quantity.
That they're doing, yeah.
Even looking at the press, they can do press twice a day maximum, because they need to clean all those grass plates,
filters.
The filters.
Yeah, the filters with
they need to clean them by hand with the pressed water.
It's a very hard work, guys. After the visit, we understood they're just like 20 barrels in that vineyard. Those guys, they're putting a lot of work in it.
I mean, I think we saw just there like a kind of exhibition, let's say, room. They have some more, but nevertheless the vineyard is pretty small. So yeah, definitely quality is the most important over there, and they're putting a lot of work to it. So yeah, once we visit the cellar, once we saw how the wine is made, we went to their little shop for a tasting. So Maria, the owner, she gave us 4 wines to try.
Yeah, 4 wines to try.
So as I mentioned before, Competa is well known for wine production since Roman times, actually, and mostly for Muscatel grape. But that bodega, that vineyard, actually grows another one, the red grape, which is called Dron, which they use for rosé wine.
Rosé wine, yeah, they're making a small production of rosé wine as well. Very, very dry rosé.
Yeah, it tasted quite fruity. It was dry, but it was quite fruity. A lot of like strawberry flavors, berry flavors. Quite clear color, very light, delicate, good for summer.
Good for this weather. Like it's outstanding for this weather.
The second wine which we tried was a dry white wine. It was from last year, so we all agreed it could stay a bit longer in the bottle to get a bit more flavor. But if you see the color of it, it was very white,
very light, very
clear.
light color of the grapes. As well, had a bit of dryness on the first taste, and was finishing very fruity. So I think this is quite particular for these grapes as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely this one came from a stainless steel tank. That's why the color was very light.
Very light.
But that's a very good wine for fish dishes, seafood, even for like Spanish ham.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what they like to pair it with.
After that, we had a taste of
Something special.
something special. Yeah. We had a taste of that wine that it was actually served on the royal wedding.
Yeah, we've been told it was chosen from many others. We don't know how many exactly, but
So
the royal family.
thumbs up for
actually
that,
chose,
guys.
Yeah, they chose this one. We could guess why, because it was really good. Not very sweet, and we've been told as well it can be used as an aperitif, but as well as
a dessert wine as well. Yeah, many people in this region use it before the meal, so that makes it a bit more special than other sweet wines. It was something particular, very light.
Very light, like for sweet wine.
For sweet wine, yeah, very light for sweet wine. Intense and not so powerful, not so complex, easy to drink before the meal or after the meal with a dessert.
In the last wine which we tried, maybe the percentage of alcohol wasn't too big in it, but it was powerful. It was very silky, very dark color. It spent around 9 years.
Nine years in the oak barrel, yeah.
Yeah, and it has really nice like dark chocolate flavor. That's what I felt in it.
Yeah, it was very complex, outstanding. I can put that one in the category of outstanding wines.
Yeah, I think we were very lucky that we could try all of them, and they're really good. We ended up buying 2 bottles, both sweet wines, so we can enjoy them later on. Yeah, so guys, if you will be in the area, definitely check this place out. It's really nice that the owners are very friendly. They're happy to show you around, give you the taste of wine, explain how everything works. So definitely worth a visit.
Worth a visit.
Okay, so after our wine tasting, we moved on to our last stop, to a little town, Sayalonga, which is famous for growing Nispero fruit. They look a bit like apricots.
Apricots, yeah.
The little orange fruit. So as you see, all the villages around they specialize in growing some sort of fruit or vegetable, or either wine or olive oil production. We went there specifically for lunch, but we had a little walk around as well.
And we've been to a small place, like family-run business, where we enjoyed a bit of Spanish cuisine. I personally had very traditional gazpacho. It's like a very cold soup.
Yeah, I mentioned gazpacho on the Andalusia food tour when I was showing you Porra Antequerana, so similar soup. Gazpacho is lighter.
It's a cold soup that is served with fresh vegetables on top. That was spot on. Strongly recommend cold soups in this weather. We had the taste of Spanish croquettes, and as well we tasted some empanadas. They look similar like Cornish pastries. They're originally from Argentina, but very popular in Spanish cuisine as well. So basically it's a puff pastry where you can roll vegetables, or you can do it with meats inside.
Yeah, the food was all very good, all delicious, like usually with Spanish cuisine. So we ended up the lunch very happy.
Special thanks to Cipriano and his company called Ole Trips that made this tour happen.
Just for 2 of us.
Just for 2 of us, to be honest.
Yeah, go and check his website out, because he has many other food-related tours happening. We are interested in so many, we don't know what to choose next. But he does something with avocado and mango picking, with hand picking grapes and raisin production. Same with olive oil production.
As well, olive oil, yeah.
So a lot of unique experiences in the area.
If you're in this area, guys, just have a look on internet. search the guy, thumbs up for him.
Yeah, thanks for the amazing time.
Thanks for the amazing time.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Give us a thumbs up if you like it, share with your friends, and if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button and stay with us for more food related videos in the future.
Thanks a lot.
See you next time.
Bye.